All right, let's get right into it. Look, this isn't about some simple little productivity hack. No, what we're talking about today is a full on battle plan for your mind. It's about how you can override your brain's default settings, the lazy ones, and force it to do what you want it to do, especially when it's something really, really hard.
I know. That sounds pretty extreme, right? Your brain is not your friend. But stick with me, because this is the absolute core of what we're digging into. The whole idea here is that your brain, well, it isn't really on your team when it comes to your big goals. It's running a much older, much more primal program. And figuring out what that program is, that's step one to winning this whole internal war.
So, who's the enemy in this war? Well, it's not some monster under the bed, it's actually inside you. It's your brain's ancient survival programming. Think about it. This instinct was built for a world that's long gone, a world where the biggest priorities were finding food and not getting eaten. The problem is that old, outdated software, it's still running the show in your head today.
And this right here, this really lays out the whole conflict, doesn't it? Look at the two columns, your brain's goal, survival. But what that really means to your brain is comfort, silence, doing nothing. And then there's your goal, growth, strength, action. See the problem? These two things are in a constant head-to-head battle every single day.
Okay, so let's be super clear about what this enemy is. The survival instinct, it's that force inside you that's just trying to keep you safe. But in our modern world, safe doesn't mean hiding from a saber-toothed tiger. It means keeping you soft, keeping you scared, and keeping you silent. It's that part of you that flinches away from any kind of stress or discomfort. And we all know what this sounds like, don't we? It's that little whisper in the back of your head. Don't go to the gym, just rest. Come on, one more scroll won't hurt. And the classic, you'll start tomorrow. It sounds so reasonable, so logical, almost like it's looking out for you. But it's not. It's just that survival instinct doing its job, trying to pull you back into that comfy, safe zone.
And this is where it gets serious. Here are the stakes. Every single time you listen to that voice and give in, you're just making it stronger. You're basically teaching your brain, yep, you're the boss. It's not a small thing. You're slowly but surely becoming a slave to your own mind.
Okay, so how in the world do we fight back? Well, the first part of the battle plan is a total game changer. It's a radical shift in how you see things. You stop running away from discomfort. In fact, you do the opposite. You start running towards it. You redefine pain, not as a warning, but as fuel. Think about it like this. Pain isn't the obstacle anymore. It's the price. It's the currency you have to pay. You want to buy growth? It costs pain. You want to buy power, clarity, strength? The price is discomfort. Every drop of sweat, every moment you push through the struggle, that's you making a payment towards who you want to become. So from now on, you've got a new script running in your head. When your brain whines, ugh, I don't feel like it, your new automatic response is good. That means I absolutely must do it. That feeling of resistance, it's not a red light anymore. It's a big, flashing green light telling you, hey, growth opportunity right here. This is the big switch right here. It changes everything. You stop chasing comfort. You start hunting for resistance. Instead of asking, what's the easy path? You start asking, where's the hard path? Because you know that's where all the good stuff is.
Okay, a new mindset is awesome, but let's be real. What happens in that split second when the old, lazy voice kicks in? You need a tool, a tactic you can use right in the heat of the moment. And that's what this is, the 3-second kill switch.
And why is this so important? Because hesitation is death. That tiny little gap, that pause between, I should do this, and actually doing it, that's the danger zone. That's where your brain launches its all-out assault of doubt, excuses, and fear. If you hesitate, you've already lost the battle. The rule itself is almost stupidly simple. The second you feel that hesitation creeping in, doesn't matter if it's about getting out of bed, making a call, whatever, you just start a countdown in your head. 3, 2, 1, go. And the key is, when you hit go, you have to physically move. No more thinking, no debating. You just move. And that's the magic right there. Action kills overthinking. It's like a manual override for your brain. You can't get lost in your head if your body is already moving. That physical action literally short-circuits the whole cycle of doubt. You act before your brain even has time to come up with an excuse.
All right, so we've got a new mindset and a killer tactic for winning those moment-to-moment battles. But what about winning the whole war, right? How do you train your brain long-term to finally submit and understand that you are in charge? You win the war by showing up for battle every single day. You need to create what we'll call a discomfort ritual. And listen, this isn't about some insane 2-hour morning routine you'll quit in a week. No, we're talking about small, consistent, daily acts of war against your own weakness.
So, what are these acts of war? Well, it could be anything really. It could be something physical, like taking a cold shower or doing 100 push-ups. It could be mental, like forcing yourself to do 30 minutes of deep, focused work with zero distractions. It could even be emotional, like speaking up in a meeting when you're terrified. The only rule is pick something you don't want to do and then do it.
See, every time you do one of these things, it's like a punch to the face of your weakness. You're sending a crystal clear message to your brain. You're saying, hey, your opinion on this doesn't matter. Your desire for comfort, irrelevant. I'm the one in charge here. Through sheer repetition, you are training your brain to shut up and get in line. And this brings us to the ultimate victory. Because all these daily battles, they're not really about ticking off a to-do list. They're about forging an entirely new identity. Winning isn't about getting more stuff done. It's about a complete transformation of who you are as a person. Think about it. Most people live their lives based on how they feel. Oh, I'll go to the gym when I feel motivated, right? But warriors, they operate on identity. They don't wait to feel a certain way. They decide, I am a disciplined person. And then they just act like it. The feelings are completely irrelevant. And this is so important, so let it really sink in. All these things we've talked about, redefining pain, the 3-second rule, that daily discomfort ritual, they're not just life hacks to make your day a little better. They are tools for rewiring your entire identity. You're changing from someone who's a slave to their feelings to someone who is driven by their decisions. What's the end goal? To become a machine. And what do machines do? They execute. A machine doesn't wake up and ask itself if it feels like it today. It just does its job. By choosing discomfort over and over and over, you are programming yourself to be that machine, one that doesn't just survive under pressure, but actually thrives on it. So, let's wrap it up with a question for you. This isn't just some interesting idea to think about. This is a call to arms. The old you, the one that's a slave to comfort and hesitation, that person can die today, right now. So the only real question is, who are you becoming tomorrow?